We made it to Friday, everybody. I don't know how we made it here. We made it because we just live our lives and life goes on. But today we're going to have a conversation about the fact that your passion did not die. Yes, your passion didn't die. And I'm going to talk about what that means and why right now. Now, I've had a long day, not a bad day. I've had a really long last couple days in a good way, though. Like, here's an interesting thing. You know how you work towards things, like you build, and then all of a sudden momentum starts coming up. And then as things build up, all of a sudden you start feeling what comes with momentum. Pressure. Pressure comes with it, man. You know it, like pressure, like in good ways. Responsibility comes with success. It just does. The more you do things, the more things pick up, the more you start feeling that pressure and everything builds. But that's something where like I'm breathing it in right now. I do not feel overwhelmed. I don't feel maximized. I feel appreciative. I'm very grateful, but I can't wait to take a nap later today. I got a long one. I almost didn't get a chance to do this today, but I was able to shorten up one of my meetings to make sure I came live with you guys because this actually, I enjoy doing these. I love having an opportunity to come share my heart, my mind. It gets my wheels spinning in the morning, like seriously, because I just hit record and start talking. I don't even know what I'm going to say in the next 30 seconds at all. We just start going. But here's what I want to talk about today. There are a lot of people in life who they feel like their passion has died out. If this is you, I'd love for you to just tell me like, hey, I feel like that sometimes. Go put some hearts up. I'm going to try to pay attention to you guys' comments this morning a little bit more than I do typically. Mikhail or Michael, how you doing? Mr. O'Leary. We got Danny Trujillo, Yoshia Hentz. Good morning to you. James West, good morning to you. I see you guys. Sideline Confessions. Hello. And I want you guys, like, has this ever happened to you? Do you ever feel like sometimes as you're going through your life, the passion of what you have, it feels like, man, like it kind of disappears sometimes. And I found this happens for a lot of high achieving people. We got some heart, so you definitely understand it. And so we have these things where like we're starting to move through stuff. And I'm not saying that we don't have dreams or aspirations disappear, but like the passion every day to get up, it's hard to grab sometimes. Sometimes we find it's hard to really stay fired up. And there's a realization I had when it comes to this. Because here's the truth. When you actually run out, good morning, Crystal. When you run out of this, Carol says, hey, it does happen. When you run out of the passion, I started questioning, well, where does the passion go? I had the question, like, really, where does the passion go? I see you, Crystal. Like, all of a sudden, I wake up, like, did it disappear? Did it go out of my fingertips? Did it disappear out of my head? I see the hearts. I see you, Julie. Steph Lynn, I see you. So we get this, right? And I'm like, where does it go? And here's what I have come to find. And this might be something you can relate to. I don't believe the passion disappears. I believe the pain covers it up. And what's the pain, you ask? What pain are you talking about, Anthony? Well, there's a lot of pain. There's pain of consistency because you and I know life happens in weird ways and it becomes hard to have consistency. I see Simone, good morning. She says good afternoon. So like I see that pain comes on top and the pain shows up in a lot of different ways for every person differently. Right? Sometimes our pain comes from a situation of not being accepted, not being appreciated. Maybe the pain of realization that I'm not the greatest at this thing, or I'm not very good, or maybe the pain of possible failure, or the fear of failure that is an actual pain, right? And so we wake up and wonder where'd the passion go, and I don't think the passion disappeared. I see you, Ermi Bucket List. You have helped me pull. I love this. I'm so happy to hear that I help you pull out of yourself. Like that cool thing. That's why I love doing these things. So I want you to think about what kind of pain there is. And then we're going to have a discussion on this whole kind of pain thing. But think about it for yourself. If you've had the passion disappear a little bit, what kind of pain put the passion out? What was it? Like what serious pain was the one that put the passion out? It's different for all of us. And it's okay. It is completely okay for your thing to be a pain that somebody else wouldn't be able to say, that's the same thing I got. Or would, if you talk to them and say, oh, that's nothing. It doesn't matter how big or small it is to somebody else. It's always relative to you, how you're feeling with that pain. Like it's a matter of understanding that it's got to be this clear picture of the passion still's bubbling underneath there, but we get these pain points that come on top, and all of a sudden we go, "Oh man, my passion disappeared." No, if there was no outside forces or factors like Newton's law, an object at rest stays at rest, but an object in motion it stays in motion unless acted on by an outside force. I believe that's how it goes. Well, the outside force for us, that passion is the pain. That's the friction. That's the wind resistance, right? Something comes along the journey. And if we don't look at what that pain is or the fact that it's causing us pain, we will assume it's because our passion died out and we don't know what's going on. And the reality is once you can actually pinpoint the pain, you can actually find positive solutions to it, find positive resolutions, right? So for example, if you have a dream of passion to get up and be a singer, but your family is friction, they make fun of you, they don't believe you can do it. Well, then if you don't have a way to mitigate that pain or find other people who support you to mitigate that pain, you start slowing down, the passion may die inside. So I want you to think about that. Like, what really is your pain point that's stopping your passion from getting that traction and moving in some direction? Because once you know what it is, now we can find ways to overcome it. And here's how I believe a lot of us should overcome it. There's really just two simple things at the end of the day that we can focus on most of the time. One, finding our community. That's it. We are driven as human beings by outside sources. For some reason, we are built for relationships. We just are. And I love that part of us, to be quite honest. I like that we as human beings like human beings. It's a good thing. My most joyous aspects all tied to the humans in my life. Mike says, do you believe pain leads to growth? 100%, Mike. 100% pain leads to growth. That's a different conversation for a different time, but we will talk about that. Maybe I'll bring it in. I don't know. But the idea is like you got to find your community, your people who get you, who understand you, who support you, who are just like you. Because when you had the community, now what happens is whenever they come to like there's pain, what does mom do when you're a kid growing up and you scrape your knee? Well, mom comes out, puts some Neosporin on, puts a Band-Aid on, the pain subsides. What do? You go back to playing. Well, community is very similar, right? Something happens, you scratch your knee, you botch a performance or something, and now you go back and go, well, what do? They put some Neosporin on it, tell you that it's okay. They put a Band-Aid on, you go back out to play because your community helped patch you up. That's what it is, man. Pain happens, but you can get rid of the pain. We have painkillers, right? There's literally pills. Don't take a bunch of those. They're not that great for you. But like you have these things that take place. And so if you think about that, the first thing's community. It's a big, big piece of it, right? The second thing that I believe is a huge part when it comes to pain is choosing, when it comes to this, what means more to you. And here's the second one. We talked about community. Second one, it's your dream. Now, yes, you've heard the dream. I get that. I'm not going to go into some arbitrary dream concept. Let's be real. Like, I'm not going to placate you and be like, oh, it's just a dream thing. Here's what it is. In moments when things get hard, I think we make these unconscious decisions about what we're going to do in the next moment. And I don't think we do this. I think sometimes we fail. You have to determine in that moment, almost unconsciously, either the pain or the dream is bigger. That's it. The dream or the pain is bigger. Like for me, let's say dream or vision or aspiration, right? I would run through a burning building to save my children because the dream or the vision of having my kids be alive is worth more than the pain. See what I'm saying? Conceptually. So I think what happens is we start going through things, having a passion, and then all of a sudden pain comes in and we shut down because the dream for this thing wasn't big enough to overcome the pain. Does that make sense? It wasn't this thing where all of a sudden we had this big enough vision, big enough heart, big enough mentality for whatever this thing was to go, you know what? Like this thing, I don't care how bad it hurts. My dream, my vision, my purpose, my perspective, it means more to me than this thing. And so what you do is you choose the pain over the dream. You may not realize it. And if you're hearing this now, you're probably like, oh, yeah, I'm getting it. I'm maybe poking you a little bit on a Friday. And that's kind of my goal sometimes, to get you to feel this stuff. But you have to determine what is more important, what's bigger in your life, the pain or the division of what you want to accomplish. And if you don't know which one it is, then the pain's always going to win, because you have to know it's the dream. You have to know it's the dream. And I know a lot of people say, but I got a big dream. I want to accomplish great things. And I get that. But here's what I'm going to tell you is going to help you in moments of pain. Clarity. And I don't just mean clarity in like, what do I want to? I want to have some more money. I want to have some more time. I mean, quite literally, I want you to tell me how much money do you want to make? How much time do you want to have? Do you want to be able to have a full day off? Do you want to be able to buy $1 million house? Do you want to be able to travel every single month? Does that give you time? And like, what does it look like? Because here's the thing. If you know what that is, you know what you're fighting for. You know exactly in the moment, you know what? I'm almost there, but I'm not quite there. I haven't hit that moment. I haven't got to that spot. I haven't, right? When I do the plank holds, my workouts, I'm watching that clock and I'm shaking and I hate it because I know that I can't stop. I have to endure this pain until that thing ticks double zeros. I got to do it. When it ticks double zeros, I can let down. But the only reason I know to fight through that level of pain is because I got to get to the point of what I know is my end destination. It's clear to me. It's a time frame covered. For you, same thing. What does that dream actually look like? What's the tangible, numerical? When do you know you've crossed the finish line? Because if you know what it looks like, then you will stick in those little moments. All of a sudden, I got it. I stuck in, I stayed that course. And so today I want to have you think about that. If you have this passion, you're wondering where did it come from, or sorry, where is it gone once it's there? It's usually not because the passion all of a sudden disappeared. It's usually because some pain came on top. And when the pain came on top, we chose pain over the purpose for our lives. We chose it because we didn't know clearly what that purpose was, why it's there, how we anchor to it. And so if you can take a step back for a moment and go, okay, great. What is the vision? What is the purpose? What am I fighting for? Then when you get up in the morning, even when there is pain, the passion will prevail. That's what I want for you. I want you that passion. I want all of it. I want the passion to prevail because even with the pain, the purpose is far too big for you to stop in those hard moments. That's it. That's what I want you to have. That's my message to you on Friday. And I have nothing else for you. I mean, I have a whole lot more for you, but I'm not going to go deep into it. Yes, I'm looking at the messages now. And then real quick, Mike, I believe that yes, pain is huge for growth. I don't think you need to go out and masochistically pursue pain. Like you don't have to go find it. I think life is a funny way of bringing pain to us, right? But I think the fact that you can learn to navigate it, overcome it, and to be strong in the face of it, you have to grow. I think pain creates transformation, and transformation creates growth in a simple kind of odd way, because pain forces me to be something new or do something new to be able to prevail. And in doing so, I find more about myself. There's actually a genetic tie to this. There's a guy watching a podcast. I can't think of who he is off the top of my head, but he talks about how whenever we are given opposition, hardship, difficulty, our brain actually like is forced to create new proteins and open up more of our genetic code. Quite literally, like more of your genetic code gets opened up through proteins, through difficulty. So it's funny is when you go through hardship, you quite literally you're opening up more actual physical human genetic potential just because you've been forced to do different things. It's very interesting that way. But like you are becoming a newer person by the hardships that you endure and experience. So tension, pressure, difficulty, it actually helps us code our genetic code a little bit higher by releasing more of who we already are. Interesting. And if you go to the spiritual side of this, I believe it's some of the same stuff. I think that you're given situations and moments that allow you to become more of who you already are. And if you evade those moments, if you take yourself away, I think you actually falter from being able to see who you're truly supposed to be, because I think life has a great plan for us and we get out of the way of it. Sometimes we mess up that great plan. So Mike, yes, the body, Carol says the body needs stress. We need stress to grow our muscles. We need stress to grow our soul. We need stress to become more of who we already are. And so that is actually my final message for you guys today. So I wish you the absolute best. I can't wait to see you on Friday, actually next Monday. And next week, I got a long week of traveling. So Wednesday and Friday, I'll be going to be kind of hit or miss, but I'm letting you know in advance. But outside of that, have a phenomenal rest of your Friday. Have a very, very good Monday when it comes. And Rochelle says, nice haircut. Thank you so very much. I got a haircut. I did a cool video yesterday that I cannot share with you guys yet. But it's a company that when they put videos out, there's like millions of views. So it's an incredible honor to be part of what I just did yesterday. And I cannot wait for you guys to see it. It's actually, I haven't come that close to crying in probably like 6 years. And not because I don't try to cry, but just like it's hard to go to emotions, and they dug and they got some great extractions of soul parts that I honestly never told anybody. So that'll be fun when it comes out. But outside of that, guys, take care. Seriously, God bless you. Have a phenomenal Friday. I will see you on Monday.